Now, 6ix9ine claims that he's broke. I didn't see that coming. I know what you're thinking, the 1985 effect. I want to say yes, but then again, this does look a little strategical. Before we continue talking though, the intro, let's talk about it. Now, 6ix9ine, oh boy, it's been a little while since we talked about the man himself. 6ix9ine is of course a rapper who was running shit for a period of time, had a pretty impactful wave when he first came up, and managed to run with that for a while. Now that was some time ago, but these days though, you don't hear too much about him. Relevancy wise, 6ix9ine has most definitely fell off. He had a solid run, got a lot of press during that run, dropped some good songs, had some fun noticeable moments in the industry. These days, you don't really hear too much about 6ix9ine though. All that being said, I still gotta give it to 6ix9ine because he's out here living his life. Something I honestly did not think was gonna be possible considering how much shit he's been involved in and how much of that shit he actually instigated. Now that aside, what exactly is going on with 6ix9ine and what's up with the title of this video? So what's going on with 6ix9ine is this. Back in December 2020, 6ix9ine was hit with a civil lawsuit. Now this lawsuit was filed by two individuals who claim that 6ix9ine and his crew robbed them at gunpoint in New York. Don't want to talk too much about 6ix9ine's involvement in the robbery, but you know, this robbery is something that did actually happen, and 6ix9ine himself pled guilty to it in court. For the record, this robbery happened back in April of 2018. Now, as 6ix9ine has been, it looks like, fighting this case, recently some documents came to the surface that I won't show in this video, but I explain everything I saw in them. 6ix9ine actually made some statements in these documents that I want to go over. This is what he said. On one statement he made, he said, "I did receive large advances under the recording artist and merchandising agreements prior to my arrest. However, I do not receive any royalties under those agreements either, since my royalty accounts remain unrecouped. I've had to restart my career after my release from prison. I was out the business for 2 years, which caused me to lose all the momentum I had achieved before I was arrested. I may never reach the same level of success I had before my arrest." On this other statement he made, he says, "Also because of the COVID-19 pandemic, my ability to generate income from touring has been greatly reduced. Live concert revenue was a big part of the money I used to make as an artist. That is not the case now. I did not do any concert tours in 2021. 6ix9ine continues. He ends up by saying, "I have no concerts booked for 2022. By the way, before we continue, this looks like some kind of statement to the court. Could be a sworn statement. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, it's just a written statement with a bunch of facts that's related to whatever case in question. So I think that's what it is, but don't quote me on it. Let's just call that statement to the court if anything. Going back to 6ix9ine, on this other statement he says, "My present income supports myself, my 2 infant children and their mother, my mother, and my brother." He later continues by saying, "My accountant Justin knows exactly what my exiting assets and sources of income are, and I rely upon my accountant for providing this court with that accurate information under a separate declaration submitted along with defendant's pre-inquest submissions." Now check out what 6ix9ine says on this next part. "Right now, I'm struggling to make ends meet. I do not know if I'll ever command the kind of advances I was paid before my arrest, and my career stalled." So there we have it. 6ix9ine is literally saying that he's struggling to make ends meet. Now how the hell does this even make sense? I mean, 6ix9ine has made at least a couple millis since he got in the game. Unless he's been very, 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 very reckless with his money, this is obviously not adding up. So here's what I think. I think this is some kind of power move on 6ix9ine's end. Maybe he's having some kind of issues with Uncle Sam, aka the IRS. Maybe he owes him a bunch of money, which tends to happen to a lot of entertainers. Let's say you're an entertainer, artist, whatever, whose income suddenly skyrockets over the span of a year or two, depending on how big that jump is and depending on how well you're paying attention to your money. Even after Uncle Sam has gotten his cut, there might be a little cut in there that doesn't belong to you and, you know, still kind of belongs to them. So what happens is the IRS comes knocking on your door, figuratively, but sometimes literally too, and they ask for their money back, and you obviously gotta pay unless, that's right, unless your ass is broke. So that's what I think is going on. I think he's ran into some kind of tax problems. And now he's using this lawsuit as a way to vocalize that he's barely getting by and that the money he's currently making isn't cutting it. If it's not tax problems, by the way, it might be something else. So personally, I think that's what's going on because first of all, ain't no way 6ix9ine is broke. I just don't buy that at all. And I'm saying that knowing that a lot of people really want to feed into this story. You know, a rapper who fell off is saying that he's barely making ends meet. Trust me, that is a very spicy headline. I guess let's entertain the idea that 6ix9ine is actually broke. What does that mean? Well, first of all, if that was hypothetically speaking the case, if that was the case, not only did we greatly overestimate how much money he actually made, made, but we've also probably overestimated how smart he actually is. Speaking of myself, of course, 6ix9ine to me has never came across as a dumb guy. During his time in the industry, as far as his moves, everything he did, he's been fairly calculated. All of his stunts have come with a sequence, a prelude, a plot, an ending, all that. Ain't no way the guy who did all this is barely getting by. I just don't believe it. And hey, maybe I'm overestimating how wise 6ix9ine is, or how wise he appeared to be, because at the end of the day, you got a lot of wise people in this world walking around who don't know how to manage their finances, and maybe 6ix9ine was one of them. Also, if 6ix9ine being broke is actually true, you know what that means? That means that he's been living way beyond his means ever since he got in the game to now. All those cars, his house or houses, all that jewelry, diamonds, family he's taking care of, mix that with a crazy lifestyle inflation and all those legal expenses. Fighting cases is not cheap, and right there we have a lot of money just there being spent, so maybe we do have a recipe for 6ix9ine going broke. I don't know. A final thing I want to bring up is I don't know how much the people who filed that lawsuit against him are asking for. Whatever that number is, maybe he's not willing to pay that sum of money, so he makes this statement to the court of law, so he's not obliged to pay that. The only thing that really doesn't make sense though is if this is actually a statement to the court of law, which obviously it looks like it is, these are documents, then 6ix9ine lying about anything should be out of the equation, because there's this thing called perjury, which can have some serious consequences. So in 6ix9ine's case, would the juice really be worth the squeeze? You make that statement to the court of law saying that you're barely getting by. If that is indeed false, there will be repercussions, which is something him and his lawyer obviously probably know, right? So you know what? Maybe 6ix9ine is broke after all. I don't know. Personally, like I said, man, I don't think he is. I think this is a power move of some sort. If it's a cap, we're gonna find that out. If it's not, I guess we'll find that out as well. But yeah, 6ix9ine claims he's broke. Any thoughts on this? I feel like a lot of people are gonna have something to say about this. I mean, we're talking about 6ix9ine claiming that he's struggling to make ends meet. I don't know what you think, but I think that's kind of crazy. Anyway, what do you think? Definitely let me know in the comment section below, and let's have a discussion about this.